Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Talking Housewives with Dee. I'm Dee, and today we are talking about The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 6, Episode 9. And we are finally getting off this boat, you guys. We're off the boat. We are off the boat, and what happens when we got off the boat and back to Salt Lake City was a mess. So, this was such a good episode. It was such a good episode. Oh my god. Okay. Let's just jump right into it. Okay, so we start off. So last episode, remember, Brittany and Meredith were going at it because Brittany brought up a TikTok that she saw of like Seth and his mistress. So keep that in mind, okay? So I thought that we were gonna like continue that dinner scene, but turns out we didn't. Now it's just the girls doing yoga with Captain Jason. So we have Whitney, Heather, Angie, and Brittany. They're doing yoga, and then I noticed that Brittany didn't have a yoga mat, but then like Captain Jason gave her his later on. Speaking of Captain Jason, okay, so I'm not sure if you guys saw, you probably already have, but Captain Jason was on Watch What Happens Live, and Andy asked him, did he hook up with Heather? He said no, nothing happened, they're great friends. And then Heather was on Watch What Happens Live on Tuesday, and Andy's like, Captain Jason said that you guys, nothing happened. And then she's like, oh, that's what he said. Like, she was basically saying, like, yeah, something did happen. So I want to know, do you guys think that she actually hooked up with him? Or is she lying? Because I'm seeing a lot of conversation about this all on TikTok, all on Reddit, and people are saying that they think Heather's lying. You guys, I don't think she's lying. I don't think she's lying. I think she's telling the truth. I think something did happen. Maybe they didn't, fully, go all the way. I think, something happened. You know what I mean? Like, something happened. I don't think that, like, nothing happened. I think that maybe Captain Jason was just trying to be, like, polite and not say anything. But I mean, Heather was saying it on the show. I don't know, but I just feel like she's not lying. And Heather lies. She lied about the black eye and stuff for some reason. I don't think she lied about this. I don't know. That's just what my spidey senses are telling me here. I don't think that she lied about it. I don't know. All right. Oh, BravoCon is like tomorrow. And I heard that they're streaming it like on Peacock, like how they did the Olympics. If so, I'm so in because it's going to be raining all this weekend and I have nothing to do. So I can't wait to see. Okay, so yeah. So Heather asked Brittany how she's doing, and Brittany says that she is having whiplash from all the Pylon, which you guys saw like every dinner she's getting attacked. It was first with Bronwyn bringing up what she said about Meredith, and then, but I didn't. Okay, the zombie dinner, Brittany brought that on herself, really. Okay, so Lisa and Meredith are in their room, like little camera, little security footage camera, whatever, is filming them. And Meredith says that she thinks she's disgusting. She's like, she's disgusting. And Lisa's like, which one? And Meredith says Brittany. Brittany thinks she's a funny person and she's a Disney princess. And then Meredith says she's like the person in the Wizard of Oz who loses their brain. And Lisa's like, yeah, the Tin Man. The Tin Man. And the Scarecrow was the one who didn't have a brain. But it's okay. Meredith says that, she says that Whitney isn't her friend because Whitney never brought the TikTok stuff to Meredith, and she never shut it down when Brittany brought it up. So now we're moving forward. Bronwyn comes to Meredith's room, and she has Brittany's unicorn. And they talk about Brittany. Meredith says that Brittany is filled with hate, and she has a pea brain. And they decide that they are going to get rid of the unicorn that Jared gave Brittany. They put on costumes, and you guys already know how I feel about the fucking costumes. You guys know, I think there's a whole psychological thing behind it with Bronwyn. They put on costumes and um, they throw the unicorn overboard. So, I did say this last episode. I don't know what Bronwyn's deal with Brittany is, but then I remembered that Brittany called her a gold digger and she's really holding on to that. But they just really pick on Brittany. They really do. And I don't like it. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. Okay. So, now they're all sitting at the table for breakfast and it's really quiet and really awkward. So Whitney asked Meredith how was her toe doing, because remember Meredith hit her toe like a few episodes ago. Meredith said that she's probably going to see a doctor when she gets back to Salt Lake City, and she's fine and she can deal with a lot of things, even hatred, and Brittany just rolls her eyes. So Brittany says she also doesn't like hatred, and Meredith says that Brittany is filled with hatred. And then Brittany says that, you know, she's not filled with hatred. She's like, now who here thinks I'm filled with hatred? And Meredith's like, no, we're not doing this. My real issue is with Whitney. And Whitney's like, what did I do? And then Meredith says that this pea brain behind me, Brittany, and then Brittany like tries to talk over her. But Meredith just talks over her, and she talks to Whitney about how disappointed she was that Whitney engaged in the TikTok mess with Brittany, and that she's not a real friend. She should have came to her directly with this. She never shut it down. And then Meredith flips her hair over and is like all on Brittany. And then Brittany flips her hair, and then Meredith's like, don't you touch me. And she's like pointing her face, and then Brittany points in her face like, you touched me. And one thing about Brittany, she doesn't back down. I wish this energy that she had right now was the energy that she took on the airplane. We'll get to that in a bit. So Whitney says, come on, let's trade seats. So Whitney and Meredith trade seats. Meredith goes sits next to Heather, and she says that she is done with Brittany, and anyone that supports her, that supports Brittany, she's done with them too. And Heather's like, are you fucking kidding me? So Angie says that, like, if we can't support Brittany, then we can't support Gout Dick. She's talking about Lisa, because, you know, she's talking about marriages. Lisa was talking about Rowan's marriage. And so Meredith really just doesn't care. She does not like Brittany, like, at all. So she doesn't care what the fuck Angie or anyone else has to say at this point. She's dead set on not liking Brittany. So Bronwyn asks Mary if she could say something as a woman of God, and Mary's like, no. And in the confessional, Mary's like, God can come down and slap these girls in the face, and they wouldn't even notice. They'll be too busy going at each other. So now we are finally leaving. The girls are leaving. They're packing up. Brittany can't find her unicorn. They get off the boat, and Lisa is like hugging everyone. The same shit that she said that Angie was doing for attention, Lisa ends up doing the same fucking thing. Whatever. And as they're leaving, Daisy comes out, and she has Brittany's unicorn. She's like, oh my God, like, we found this. And Brittany's like, I've been looking for this. Why is it all wet? And they said they found it in the ocean. And then they're like, who threw it in the water? And then Bronwyn's like, yeah, you know, we did it. It was just a joke. Like Meredith said, it was covered in makeup and self-tanner. It needed to be cleaned. And Bronwyn's like, we just thought it would be funny. And Whitney's like, why would that be funny? Exactly, Whitney. Why the fuck would that be funny? You guys are too old to be doing this. Dressing up in inflatable costumes and throwing this girl's bear in the ocean. Like, what the fuck? I don't like that. I do not like that at all. Like, leave this woman alone. Okay. Now we get into the big plane ride. Okay. This is where Meredith crashes the fuck out. So apparently at the airport, Meredith was already crashing out about the TikTok. She was crying and everything at the airport. So now they're on the plane, and Lisa and Meredith are sitting next to each other, and Brittany is sitting in front of Lisa. Okay, mind you, Bronwyn is not on this plane. Everyone else is, and on Watch What Happens Live, Heather says that mainly the cast and production filled up first class. Okay, and so right now I'm going to show you the the seating chart where everyone was at, so you can get a clear picture of what's going on while I talk about this. So apparently, during this ride, Meredith loses her fucking shit on Brittany. She is talking to Lisa about how just awful Brittany is as a person. And she's being very loud about it so Brittany could hear. And at one point, Meredith gets up to go to the bathroom and shakes Brittany's seat. And then Brittany says that she had wine splashed on her. And then apparently Lisa was harassing Brittany, was like, just show her the fucking TikTok, show her the fucking TikTok. Okay? And they said this went on for almost the entire flight, okay? Now, no one really knew what was going on, and I see a lot of people asking, like, no one got up and defended Brittany, or no one filmed it. I don't think anyone filmed it because of how big of a reaction Meredith had last time to Brittany filming. Remember last season how she blew up? I think that's why no one brought out their phones, and maybe production did film it and we'll see it at the reunion or something. I don't know. And also on an airplane, you guys, you can't really, like, you can hear the person next to you. You can maybe hear the person in front of you, but the airplane, is kind of loud. So I don't blame the other girls. Maybe they didn't really hear too much of what is going on, but they did say that they heard some stuff, but no one really said anything. So, I don't really know. But yeah, apparently Meredith just lost her shit on Brittany and was basically bullying her the whole time. And I don't even like to use the word bully, but that's what it was. And I will say this is just my opinion. And I shared this opinion with my cousin, and she kind of agrees with me. And also my cousin is going to be doing a recap with me. I think of the newest Potomac episode that's coming on Sunday. She's going to recap it with me, so I'm really excited. So yeah. Anyway, so I was telling my cousin that I think that this whole TikTok thing was like a trigger for Meredith, because if it wasn't true, like, she would just be like, fuck you, Brittany. Like, you have no idea what you're talking about. But the fact that she got so worked up over this makes me think that it's true. Because remember season 1, her and Seth, like, didn't they, like, separate and they were seeing other people for a minute? And then remember Lisa, when her little rant said that Meredith has fucked half of New York, that she cheats on her husband, so I think that maybe her and Seth did have, they separated. Maybe they got back together for appearances for the show. I don't know. Or maybe they decided that, let's work something through. And Meredith wanted to see that TikTok. Like, if it wasn't true, why do you even want to see the TikTok? But Lisa was hounding Brittany and Whitney to see that TikTok. I think that it's true. I think that, yes, Seth probably does have a sugar baby or a mistress, and it triggered something in Meredith, and she completely lost her shit. Now, she allegedly was also drinking. She had her wine, and she probably took a sleeping pill or something, like an Ambien or something like that. And when you mix those things together, I heard that you can get into, like, like some sort of like blackout coma. Like you're conscious, but you don't really know what you're saying. And we're going to talk about that when we talk about her talking to Mary. Okay. So now, so all that happened, and now we have the girls going back and recalling everything that happened. So we have Bronwyn and Mary. So we're back in Salt Lake City now, okay? We have Bronwyn and Mary sitting down talking, and it's really quick. Mary was like, you're so lucky we're on that plane. Like, you missed it. And Bronwyn's like, what happened? So Mary tells her, Meredith lost her shit. And Bronwyn's like, I wish I was there. Like, I would have recorded. I wish you were there too, Bronwyn. I wish you were. So then we have Whitney and Justin talking. And then, again, they're all saying the same thing. She's telling Justin that Meredith lost her shit. And then we have John and Lisa in the car. This is very important, you guys. Lisa says that she has never seen Meredith like that before, and it went on for a long time. That's important, okay? So then we have Brittany and Heather meeting up to talk about what happened. Brittany says that she hasn't been able to eat or sleep. Like, she's been crying. She's such a mess. Now, let's go back to airplane. They said that when they got off the plane, Brittany was a mess, just a puddle. They had to pick her up, get her dressed and everything to go through customs. I'm sorry. I'm not going to allow anyone to get me that worked up where I'm crying because your husband is cheating on you. You're going to try to berate me for a 4-hour flight, and you think I'm going to sit here and cry? If I were Brittany, I would have slapped the shit out of Meredith when we got off the plane. Are you kidding me right now? Like, I wish Brittany brought that energy that she had at the table. She was pointing in Meredith's face. I wish you had brought that energy on the airplane. Do not let anyone talk about you like that, to bully you, to disrespect you. I don't care if you did do it first. No, you stand up on your own, and you don't let anyone do that to you. So, yeah. Now Brittany, she's the victim in this now. So, yeah, so she's telling Heather about it, and then Heather is like, listen, I am on your side, okay? If I was ever on the line, I am now on your side. And like, Heather means business. This is Heather's perfect opportunity to take down Meredith and Lisa, really. And then Brittany is like really hurt because she says that she wished Lisa would have had her back, because she's had Lisa's back, and she's had Lisa's back since the first episode. Remember, she said they're like sisters. So yeah. So now we have this is like the second big thing that happened in the episode, and it is Bronwyn and Whitney meeting up. Okay, first of all, they both look great. So they're meeting up, and they talk about, what happened on the airplane. Again, you guys, it's all the same story, so I'm not even going to really repeat it. It's just that Meredith lost her shit. Okay? Like the whole flight. So they talk about that, and then Bronwyn's like, both Meredith and Todd need to be taught some airplane etiquette. And she's like, Whitney's like, what are you talking about? And then Bronwyn's like, I'm not sure if you saw on Twitter, but someone said that they saw Todd on an airplane, and Bronwyn's nodding her head the whole time, by the way. They saw Todd on the airplane looking at photos of women that weren't Bronwyn. I think they were in lingerie, she said. And then this starts a whole conversation about, I'm just going to summarize. She basically wishes that her and Todd had some sort of arrangement so that she wouldn't feel embarrassed when things like this come out. She said that when Todd got home, she told him that he needs to either leave early or go sleep at a hotel and leave to where he needs to go. And she's saying that if they would have had an arrangement of some sort, it would be very easy to say, like it, for example, oh yeah, we saw Todd making out with someone, and Bronwyn could be like, well, yeah, I picked the girl, so what now? And then Whitney starts talking about how, her and Justin, they've had something similar in the past where she thought that they were done and over, and she thought that they were done and over, and she was like, well, what's out there for me, But she says she loves Justin. They've been together for a long time. And, Justin is her person, but who knows what's going to happen when the kids leave. And I truly believe that Whitney and Justin love one another, and I don't think that... it's my dog. Okay, it's that time. You guys already know what this is. I swear I have to start recording these during the daytime when my animals are like asleep and just kind of like let me be. Because at nighttime, for some reason, they always want to act up. I don't know what it is. Okay. Yeah, so I think Whitney and Justin, like they truly love each other, and there is some, if there is going to be an arrangement of some sort, like I think that it's something that they both want to do. I don't think that's the case with Bronwyn. I don't think that if there was an arrangement, it's not something that Bronwyn wants to do. It would just be so that shit like this don't keep coming out. Like Todd's cheating on her and she's like blindsided, like she's embarrassed about it. And also, you guys, I know Todd hates that Bronwyn is on this fucking show. I know he hates it because now, last year, Bronwyn says that he cheated on her. Did she try to clean it up at the reunion? They said that they bought $4 million jewels, diamonds and shit. They lied about that. And then now Todd is farting and making out with somebody. And then now he's getting caught looking at chicks on his phone. Like, I know that he fucking hates this. If I worked with that man or he was my boss, I would be like, oh God, like, what a fucking loser you are. like I don't think I would respect this man. So I know he hates that, she's on this show. My cousin said, she's like, I think this is Bronwyn's last season. I said, no, it's not. One thing that Bronwyn has money, but she wants fame. And you cannot buy fame. And she's going to stay on this show. Even if she has to like leave Todd, I don't even think they have a prenup. She's good. She's good, okay? If she divorced Todd, that's like 2 more seasons. She's fine. So, and then at this little lunch, Bronwyn said that she doesn't want to be done with Todd. I truly believe that she does not want to be done with Todd. I think that Bronwyn has a lot of trauma. You see how her mom treats her. Like, I think that she is fighting so hard for someone to love her. And, I talk about Bronwyn, I do. But I truly do feel bad for her. I think that she deserves someone who is going to love her the way that she loves other people. And I don't believe, from what I've seen, that Todd is that person. I think that she deserves so much more. She should be with some nice, like, 40-something-year-old man, who's just going to think the world of her, and won't embarrass her like this man does, and won't talk down to her. That's just how I feel. Yeah. So that was that whole conversation with them. Bronwyn thinks that there should be an arrangement. Whitney and Justin probably will have an arrangement. So now we move on to Angie and Elektra talking, and Angie wants Elektra to be proud of her Greek roots. Elektra does not give a fuck about being Greek. She wants to be a horse girl. She loves riding horses. She says she relates more to Sean's side of the family because they all ride horses. Being Greek is just not important to her, and it's like annoying that her mom keeps trying to throw it on her. Angie is obviously very hurt by this because Angie is so proud to be Greek. Like, but I think that, look, Electra's like, 13? That's just how kids are. They are going to be little brats, I say, watch. When Electra's 16, 17, 18, she is going to be Angie's best friend. They are going to be 2 peas in a pod, inseparable. And Elektra is going to really embrace the Greek. Right now, all the girl wants to do is ride her horses. She does not give a fuck about anything else. and that's okay. So now Heather and Lisa are meeting up for brunch. This place looks really cute, by the way. Lisa's late. She's late. And they start talking about what happened on the airplane. Lisa says that she didn't do anything to Brittany. All she did was tell Brittany to show her the TikTok. She says she doesn't have any control of what Meredith does. She doesn't know how, like, this is getting spun around on her. Because Heather is, like, blaming her, which I don't think Heather should be doing. This is all Meredith's fault. It is all Meredith's fault and Meredith's fault only. Sorry, that's my dog in the back. You know, she makes little mooing noises. Maybe Lisa did participate a little bit, but this falls all on Meredith. Lisa says that she didn't do anything. All she did was ask for the TikTok. And then Heather's like, no, like, that's not what happened. And then Lisa's like, you just said you were asleep. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you don't even know what happened. She's like, well, I woke up at the end of it and I still heard Meredith. And the consensus of this is that, yeah, some people, like, they're going in and out of sleep, but every time they woke up, they heard Meredith. So I'm inclined to believe if Whitney, Brittany, Heather, Angie, and Mary, 5 of those women said that Meredith lost her shit, she lost her shit. It is what it is. Now, Lisa is saying that, again, she didn't participate. She said, oh, so Heather's like, you could have tried to control Meredith. She's like, how am I supposed to control Meredith? How am I supposed to control her? And I agree. Y'all seen Meredith amped up. How? No one can control her. So Lisa gets, like, really mad because she's like, you know, you guys you're trying to blame this all on me, and I didn't do anything. And that's the end of that. Now we have Mary and Meredith. And Mary is the reason why I believe all this happened. Because, you know, Mary can't fucking stand Brittany, okay? She can't stand her. Now, this scene with Meredith and Mary is not defending Brittany at all. But she is telling Meredith, like, I saw you on that plane and what I saw wasn't you. You're Meredith Marks. You have an image to uphold. And this was very unlike you. Meredith says she was venting to a friend and it was probably like 15 minutes. Mary said, Meredith, no. It was like the whole flight. And Meredith's like, no, like, I watched 2 movies and fell asleep for like an hour. It wasn't the whole flight. And Mary's like, Meredith, like, it concerns me that, like, she didn't say concern. She says that she wants her to remember what happened and she's not attacking her at all. But she wants her to really remember what happened. And Meredith's like, I know what happened. Like, I know what happened. Like, if I were being as crazy as what you guys have said, there would be an air marshal waiting for me outside the plane and would have arrested me. And Mary's like, I don't know what Meredith is talking about. Like, she's on Venus. No, she's on Mars. We're on Venus. Like, she, you know, I don't know why she is doing this. Meredith was basically gaslighting Mary. And she says that Whitney has gotten into Mary's head. No, Meredith, no. Yeah. And then that's how the episode ends. And I also saw a TikTok of Meredith filming Seth, like they're going out on date night, and then I'm just like, oh, this doesn't look good. Like, now you're doing too much. It makes it seem like he does have a mistress. I don't know. Allegedly, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Yeah. So that was it. That was it. So I'm going to give this episode a 10. This is our second 10 episode of the season, because we got this crash out from Meredith, and then we got Bronwyn talking about having an arrangement with Todd. So this was a fantastic episode. The mid-season trailer came out, like, I think that same day. Oh, it looks so good. I'm like, how does it get better? How the fuck does it get better? Like, these girls, oh, they are carrying Bravo on their backs right now. They all need a raise. Every single one of them need a raise. I love this show so much, you guys. Oh my god. Okay, next video for sure is going to be the Beverly Hills breakdown. It has to be. I've been avoiding it. But I just watched the trailer again last night, and I'm like, okay, I can do this. So tomorrow I'm going to wake up. I'm not going to do it at night like I do with my animals, all in the mix. I'm going to wake up, I'm going to get some coffee, and I'm going to do the trailer. Other than that, thank you guys so much for listening to me. I will see you in the Beverly Hills trailer breakdown. Bye.